Every time we want to start a React project, we have to go through a bunch of repetitive steps, like creating a new project, installing and configuring Tailwind CSS, setting up an appropriate and standard folder structure, installing and configuring React Router DOM, and setting up SPA, and some other steps. In this tutorial, I'm going to create a React Boilerplate project, go through all these steps, and upload the project to GitHub. That way, we can easily use this project in our future tutorials or even commercial projects. Let's get started. In order to create a new React project, you can use Create React App or CRA package, but we don't use this. And a better solution is using Vite. Vite is a next generation frontend tooling and it's a better solution comparing to the CRA package. So let's start. Let's click on this Get Started here and go down. So here we need to use this npm create with at latest. Let's copy it. So I want to install this new project in drive F. So let's right click and choose this command npm create with at latest. Let's create a new name for our project. I use React Boilerplate. And also for the package name, because the package name must be in lowercase, we need to use this React Boilerplate. It will automatically create. That's good. Let's go to the React. And here, let's choose the TypeScript and press enter. So this is it. Now we need to open it in the VS Code. Let's use cd React Boilerplate and then code dot. And as you can see, this is a raw project. We have these assets, we have this app.css. Let's delete it, we don't need it. In app.tsx, let's delete everything and let's use RAFC to create a new functional component. And I'm using, let me show you, ES7 Plus extension. So I'm using ES7 Plus React Redux React Native snippet. It allows me to use RAFC. Also, I'm using Prettier. Let me show you that. This Prettier code formatter, I installed it. So I can simply, if something is not right, I can right click and use format document. Everything will be formatted automatically. Let's continue. So inside this app.tsx, this is it. Inside the index, let's delete everything and let's start. So the first step is to create the Tailwind in our project. Let's do it. Let's inside of the browser, let's go to Tailwind website. So let's go to get started and we need to use, because we're using a framework, which is the Vite, we're using this framework guide. So we use Vite. And first it says you need to install a new project. We installed it already. So the next thing is this install Tailwind, these two commands. We can easily click on this button to copy it. And let's go back to our project. And let's go to view, terminal, and right click. And it says that npm install -d. Okay, not good. Let me copy it again. It doesn't work. npm install -d Tailwind CSS post CSS auto prefixer. Let's press enter to install it. Okay, it's installed. Let's go and copy the next line, which is this. So right click, npx Tailwind CSS init -p. This must create a file for us. Let's wait for it. So as you can see, it created tailwind.config and postcss.config. Let's continue. So in next step, we need to go to the tailwind.config.js file and copy this array for the content. So let's copy it and go in the tailwind config and paste it here. So what is the next step? The next step is adding these three directives. So let's copy them and go into the global CSS, which is this index.css. And everything is done. So we can use npm run dev to run. So let's copy this h1 to see the classes of Tailwind. And in the app.tsx, we have this division. Inside of that, I paste this and I right click and format my document. So let's minimize this. So yes, you can see that. So this is my division. And now let's run our project to see the results. So let's go to view, terminal, npm run dev. Localhost, let's open it. So as you can see, this is our project. Let's add some Tailwind classes. like let's add BG blue of let's say 600 just for test. And yes, you can see that Tailwind is working. Let's go to inspect console. We don't have any error in console. That's good. So I think everything is good and the Tailwind is done. So we install and configure the Tailwind. Let's continue and let's close everything. So the next step is creating a good and standard folder structure. So I will add these folders quickly and then talk about them. I think this is faster, so let me do all of them. So this is it. Let's check them quickly. So I created a component and inside of that I have general and layouts. And also you can see that I have a pages. So when I want to use this SPA or single page applications, some component would be our pages and they will have a URL row. So what we can do, we can separate them. So the components that are page can be here inside this pages folder and the other components can be inside of components folder. And also here I have a layouts folder and a general. So we can use layouts like sidebar, like footer, header, and other things, and we can keep them inside this layout. And then we can have the general folder, so we can have some general components like, let's say, a stepper or custom tables, custom forms, and the other thing inside of components. The next one is this contexts, and we can keep our context inside of this folder. And then we have these hooks, so we can have some custom hooks, and also we can have some pages. And we talked about this, so the components that are a page in our project can be held inside of this folder. Also we have a router folder, so we can keep the routes of our project separate inside of this instead of saving them in the app.tsx. You can see that in next part of this video. And also we have the types folder, and we can have some other things like utils and the other things, but I think this is the basic one. And you know what, let me add the utils. So you can use some utility functions and helper functions inside of your project in these folders, in this folder. So this is for our folder structure, and let's continue and go to the next step. In next step, we want to add the React Rotterdam package and handle it. So let's do it. Let's go and insert this React Rotterdam. Let's copy this. And in our project, let's open a terminal. So this terminal is running. You can see that it is running our project. We can press Ctrl C, or we can easily press this plus to add a new terminal. So right click npm I React Rotterdam, and I press enter and wait for it to be installed. And that's it. So let's check inside of the package.json. And if I go to the here dependencies, you can see I have React Rotterdam version 6. That's good. Now let's configure it. So the first step is we need to have browser router component. So let's go to the main.tsx, and here let's delete this strict mode. I don't need it. And let's use a browser router. And we need to wrap it around the app component, and let's right click and use format document. So as you can see, this browser router is coming from the React Rotterdam, and now all of our app component is inside the browser router, and we can use the React Rotterdam functionalities. Let's do everything. So basically we create some routes and some route component inside of the app.tsx, but a better solution is to separate them. So we have this router folder. Let's create a file named router.tsx, and also you can use name of general router or router, that's the same. So router.tsx, and let's use RAFCE. This is it. And inside of this router I want to create some components. So let's do it. Let me delete this React, and let's add some components. So I import routes and route from React Rotterdam. And here inside this router, we need to use this routes component, and inside of that we need to use a route component. And each route has a path and also has an element. So for the elements, we need to create some page and use them as this element. So let's create some page. Let's go to the pages folder and create some. So I create a home page and I use RAFC to create a new page. And also let's create an about page.tsx and let's use RAFC to create a new component in it. And also let's have a contact us. So we have three pages: about us, contact us, and homepage. And also I want to have some page for my dashboard. For example, I want to have some page in the name of slash dashboard and let's say slash dashboard slash users. So how we can do it? It's easy. Let's create it easily using this dashboard folder, and inside this dashboard folder I create a new component named, for example, dashboard index.tsx, and I use RFC. So this is for, let's say, a slash dashboard, which is the index of our dashboard. And also I want to have another page. So let's use, for example, I want to have a slash dashboard slash users list. So I create this users list page component inside of pages dashboard. So you can see these are inside of dashboard and we can have them inside of our router. So we created all of our pages. Then for the path, we can use, for example, a slash and homepage. So, let me add all of them. It is faster, and then continue our tutorial. So, as you can see, I have these. Let's maximize it and let's open it again. So, I think, yes, this needs to be dashboard index page. Let me make it correct. So let's delete everything, use RFC again using dashboard index page. And let's use this dashboard index page here. Control space, enter, and delete the old dashboard index. So as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 pages in this project. And as you can see, I use this hard-coded routes here. But this is not a good solution because in different pages, we may need to redirect the user to different pages. And if we use these, we can make some errors. And also in the future, if we want to change one of these and refactor it, it would be a problem for us. So a better way is to create a key for them and use a dynamic version of this path. So let's do it. Let me do it and then you can see what is it. So inside this router, I will create a new file named path.ts, not tsx, path.ts. And here I will create a new path object, and I want to create a key and value for everything. So let me add them quickly. And let's right click and use format document. So as you can see, I created an object as my path. And as you can see, for the home, I created the key and value. The key is home and the value is a slash. And for the about us, again, I have this about us key and also this about us value. So this is the key and it is camel case, as you can see, but this is a URL and we use this in our browser. So we use hyphen here, and also the contact us. And for the dashboard, as you can see, the dashboard here is a folder because we may have some different pages under the dashboard row, like slash dashboard slash user list slash dashboard slash products and other different things. So we use this method. We create a new key named dashboard, but for the value, again, we create a new object. It's easier to maintain. And now let's go and use it. So we use export default path, and now let's go and refactor these paths. So let's go here and let's delete this path, and we can use the path, and let's press enter to import it dot home. So as you can see, for the first one I use this. Let me copy this and paste it quickly, and then we can change all of them. It's faster. So the first one is homepage and the route is path.home. The next one is about us, and let's use path.about us. The next one is contact us, and we can use contact us. then dashboard index is path.dashboard.index, and users list page is inside of the path.dashboard.users list. And I think this is a good solution. So let's use format document, and as you can see, everything is coming from this path object. So in every place of our project, even in the navbar, in the footer, in the header, or in each different page, we can use this path object, and it's so clean. And also the refactoring of it would be too easy in the future. And as you can see, everything has a route. So let's run our project and see do we have any error or not, and also check it. So let's go to the first terminal. Okay, we don't have any error. That's good. Let's open it in the browser. And also I will open my console to see do I have any error or not. So as you can see, nothing is happened here. Why? Because let's go and see this. So do we use this router inside of the app? Not yet. We just use this. And as you can see, this hello world is here. So let's delete this h1 from here. And here we can use our router component and make sure that you're using this router, not this router from the React Router DOM. And if you want to be sure that you don't do any mistake, you can simply change this to global router or custom router or anything else. But that's not a problem. You can use this router. And as you can see, it is coming from the .router/router. And let's delete this. So we have this router inside of our app in a division. And also for this division, let's say, for example, we have a BG of, let's say, gray of 400 to see it. That's good. And also let's use a maximum width of, let's see, let's go down and see what do we have. Okay, I think this is good, 7x large. And also use a margin x of auto, so everything would be in the center of our project. And then in this division, we have a router. So let's go and see. And let's right click. And as you can see, everything is here. Let's maximize it. So you can see that the maximum size of it is 7x large, which is, I think it was, yeah, 1218 pixel. And because we are using margin x auto, everything would be inside of this page in the center. That's good. So let's continue. As you can see, this is the home page. So let's use /about us. Yes, we have about us page. And also let's use the contact us page. We have it. That's good. And what else do we have? So the dashboard route, and as you can see, if I control click on this path, I can see it. So /dashboard, let's copy it. It's faster. So /dashboard. Yes, we have dashboard index page. And also let's copy this URL. And /dashboard/user list. Yes, we have the user list page. So as you can see, our SPA is working and everything is good, and we don't have any error in the console. So I think everything is good. Now let's close this path, and also let's close this console. We don't need it. And I think we are done with this router. So let's close it, and that's it. So we have the SPA right now, and it is working, and it is completely true. So in next step, I want to add a header component inside of this project. So as you can see in each page, everything is here, but I want to have a shared header, and you can have header, sidebar, footer, or anything else in your project. So let's go to the component. Let's minimize them. src components. In the layout, I want to create a new component. I name it as the header component. So I have header.tsx, and let's use rafce. Minimize this, so I don't need this React. And inside this header, well, this is my header. So let's use this header inside of the app before this router. So if I use the header component, as you can see, this header is coming from ./component/layout/header. And we have this header, and if I go to browser, I have the header. That's good. And let's go to this header. And here, let's have some class name for it to separate it from the other things. So I can use a padding of 2, and also a space x of 2 for its ingredients. Also, let's use a bg sky of, let's say, 500 or 600. I think 500 is good. And also a text of white. So let's see it. And as you can see, it is better. So inside of this header, I want to have a link component for each row that I want. So I can use a link component which is coming from React Rotterdam, as you can see. And for this link, I can have a two. So for example, I want to have a link for the home page, so I use home inside of it. And this time I don't use a hard-coded, so a hard-coded URL. I can simply use the paths dot home, for example. And as you can see, I have a link. So let's see it. Yes, this is a link to my home page, as you can see. Let's copy paste it. And instead of home, for example, we can have the about us, and also we can use the about us, and let's copy paste it, and let's use contact us, and here for the path contact. So you can see we don't have any error for typing it, and it is so fast. So we have three links. Let's check them: home, about us, contact us, and you can add the other things like the let me show you again in the router. We have the dashboard and the other things, but I think these three are good and they're enough. So this is the way that we can use them. And you know what? When you have something like this, you are repeating component with the same structure, you can make it dynamic. It's better, you don't want to repeat it here. So a better solution is to create an array of these and use that array here so it can be dynamic. Let's do this. Let's create a const of, for example, let's use the header menu's name, and this is an array. And inside this array, I want to create, for example, for each one, I use an ID because, as you know, in React, we need to use a key for the mapping. I don't talk about it because I assume that you know it. And also, we need to have a label. So this is the structure. So for each one, for example, for the first one, I have an ID, and for the path, I can use the, let's say, paths.home. And for the label of it, I can use home. And let's copy paste it multiple times. The second one is path.about_us, and the label of it is about us. And the next one is this path.contact_us, and for the label we can use contact us. This is it. Now I comment all of this, and I will use that dynamic way. So I say I open a curly brace first because I want to use this header menus, and it is in JavaScript. So when we want to use the JavaScript, we need to open a curly brace. So I can use header menus dot map and map over it. And for each one, I will receive an item. And for each item, I want to render the link component, which is coming from React Rotterdam. And you know that when we map, we need to use a key. So for this key, I will use the ID. So I can use item.id. And let's format the document so it's cleaner. So for each link, we need to have a two. So let's use two, and we can use item.path. And that's it. And inside of this component, so inside of this open and close tags, we can open a curly brace again because we are in HTML and we want to use JavaScript. And I can use item.label. That's it. Let's use format document again and see the result. And as you can see, this time we are using a dynamic way. We have home, about us, and also contact us. And let's separate them by CSS. So for each link, we have a key and two, and we can use some class names. For example, we can use a BG. So normally they have BG Sky 500. I use BG Sky of 800. And a padding of 4 pixel, a padding 1, and a rounded, let's say LG, so a beautiful border radius. So let's see them. And as you can see, they are separate. So I think that's enough. So we have home, about us, contact us. And this is for our header component. And I think that's enough for now for our boilerplate. We can work on it in the next versions. But for now, I think it's good. And by the way, we found that this is a better solution, creating a dynamic version of our items instead of using them and repeat them so many different times. So even you can make it dynamic in this way, so you can receive this from your backend, and it's a better solution. So let's close this header.tsx and also this app, and let's go to the next step, and let's minimize everything. So we created, let's check it again. So we have this home page. Let's make it bigger. Okay. So and you know what? Let's make it different. So I think this is not a good background color. So let's go to the SRC where we made that background. So I think, yes, it was in the app. So instead of BG gray of 400, we can use BG gray of, let's say 100 can be good. And let's check it. Yes, it's better. That's good. So we have home, about us, contact us, and other things. But we have a problem because the header must not be like this. The header must be full screen. And it's better to, instead of full screen, I must say, has the full width of our website. So the better way is to cutting all of these class names, and this way everything would be on the full width, so we don't need to change anything. But let's, in order to be sure, let's use a width of full. So the width of it would be 100%. And after the header, let's create a new division and move this router inside of this division and paste the old classes. So let's format the document using this method. I think it's better because this header would be on the full width, but this router just have the maximum width of 80 rem, which is 1280 pixel. So yes, as you can see, it is better. Amazing. And I have home, about page, and contact us. Now let's close everything. Now we have a basic boilerplate project, so we can use this project in both tutorial videos as well as commercial projects. And as you can see in the SRC, we have these assets, this React.svg is for the width itself. We have components, we have general layouts, context, hooks, pages. We have some pages. We have router with path and router, and also we have the types, and we have utils. And in app.tsx, we have the header component and the router. Index.css has this tree, and then in main.tsx, we added these, and we don't need this React. Let's delete it, and everything is good. And the other change was adding the tailwind.config, adding this to the tailwind config, and that's good. Now, let's talk about the GitHub. So I want to publish this project on my GitHub, and I can use it on my next projects, both tutorial and commercial. So let's start. You can use console commands, or you can use the GUI. It's up to you. But because I want this project to be good, I can use terminal. So let's press clear and close this. Let's delete it, and okay, clear. Everything is clear. So we must be sure that we are on the appropriate place. So we are in /drive f React Boilerplate. That's good, and we have this .gitignore already because this gitignore is coming from the with starter project itself. That's good. And also, you know what? Before doing this, let's go to this index.tsx. We can change this with, or I can change it later. So let me go to the readme.md. Yes, let me change this to React Boilerplate and copy this in the index.html. That's it. So we need to initialize our project for Git. So let's use Git status first. And before that, you know what? You need to be sure that do you have Git. So you can use Git-v to be sure that Git is installed. So I have Git, that's good. So let's use Git status to see what is the status of this project. As you can see, it says not a Git repository. So let's do it quickly. The first step is Git init to initialize an empty Git repository. And as you can see, everything is green. And now let's say clear. and let's say git status again. So as you can see, we have a lot of things to commit. So first let's use git add dot. So using git add dot, we stage everything, and then let's say git commit dash m, and let's use init for it. Okay, everything is committed, and you can see nothing is green. So if I say git status again, well, on branch master, nothing to commit, working tree, clean. Now we can push this to GitHub. So let's go to the GitHub, and here, let me go to this repository, and let's make this the public ones. Okay, so I want to create a new repository. So let's create a new repository for this. Let me copy the name quickly. React Boilerplate. React dash boilerplate. So React dash boilerplate. That's good. And I don't need description. Yes, it is public. And I have already added nothing. Everything is good. You just need to add React boilerplate and create a new repository. So next, if you want to create a new project, you can use this, but because we have an existing repository, we can use this one. So it's so easy. You just need to copy paste these 3 lines. And I assume that you know anything about the Git. So I don't talk about Git and GitHub a lot. So right click Git remove at origin this. Now the origin of this repository is this origin. Then git branch dash m main. So we need to change this name to the main. As you can see, this is master, but no, it is main. And then git push dash u origin main. So this dash u stands for upstream origin main. So let's wait for it. And as you can see, everything is pushed into our GitHub. So if I write here refresh, you can see that my project is inside of the GitHub, and now you can use it. So I will put the link of this project in the video description. You can download and use it. But because in the future we may need to update, let me show you the package.json first before continuing. So let's go to package.json. As you can see, the name of this project is React Boilerplate with lowercase React Boilerplate, and it is private, but the version is 000. So let's change this to 1.0.0. So we need to have multiple versions of this React Boilerplate. In the future, based on our needs and the requirements, we may need to update this project. So a good solution is to use versioning. I don't want to talk about versioning a lot. I just create a new version for it. Let's do it. So we need to create a new, let me show you in the GitHub again. So you can have different branches in the GitHub. And one of the powerful things of the GitHub is its branching. So let's create a new branch instead of main. And how we can do this? Again, you can use the commands, but you can use git branch. But the easiest way is to use this main. And here you can use create new branch. And you can use the branch name. And even if you have multiple branches, you can use create new branch from. And as you can see, I have just this main. So I select main and I say I want to create a new version. So I use v1.0.0, enter. So as you can see, I have v1.1.1. So this is for version 1. And I have this change. So if I use git branch dash a, so you can see that I have main and v1. That's good. But on the remotes, I don't have it already. I just have the origin main. So we need to push this on the GitHub. But before that, let's see the changes. So what change do we have? Let's click on this change to see. So this is one change. And also I want to create another change to show you. So let's go to readme.md and let's delete everything. Good. I just have this. And I say view one. So this is it. And also let's, I don't know if I copied this in the index. Yes. We say, for example, React Boilerplate v1 just 0. Well, it's up to you. This is just a simple change to show you that this is different. And as you know, we are on the branch of v1. So let's commit. And this time I want to use the GUI to show you. So let's close this. The previous time we used the commands of Git, but this time let's use the GUI. So as you can see here, we can commit everything and stage everything using this button. So we can click on this index to see what was the changes. So we changed it to this. You can press this plus to stage. The next one is in the package.json. We change this. Yes, it's okay. I stage it. And also we have these changes in readme. So we added this and we deleted this plus. So as you can see, we staged everything. So we just need to add a commit message. So I say create version this and commit. So everything is committed. And as you know, we need to send this branch into the GitHub. So instead of using git push-u and the origin and the name of it, you can simply click publish branch. That's it. And using GUI is a good idea. It is so fast and you have less error, so it's better. And as you can see, if I click here, now I have v1 and main. And also on the origin, I have main and v1 because we pushed that to the server. So everything is done. And as you can see, now I have two. Let's go to view all branches. As you can see, I have v1 and also main. So I changed these inside of the v1. So I create a new pull request to have them. So from v1 to main. That's good. So let's create a pull request. So you found that how you can change everything inside of one version and one branch and then send them to your main branch. So everything is good. Here you can see your commit inside of this pull request. And also here you can see what files has changed in this pull request. Good, good. And yeah, everything is good. So I can say merge pull request. That's good. Okay, everything is good. So as you can see, my code, the branch of main has 3 commits, and also v1 has these 2 commits, and it's 1 commit behind main, but it's okay because the let me show you the commits of v1 is this init and create version 1, and in the main we have 3 commits, which is init, create version, and this is what just merge pull request 1. So this is it. And as you can see, let me go back here in the React Boilerplate. So this is the React Boilerplate. And if you want to download the current codes, which is right now, because in the future we may update the main and we may add some different branches, you can simply come here and choose this v1, and from here you can use this to clone it if you want, or you can simply download this code using this download zip. And that's it. That was everything I wanted to talk about in this React Boilerplate tutorial. I hope this video helps you. Let me know your opinions in the comments. Have a good time and goodbye.